Have you ever seen something in a reflection, just for a second, that didn't match what was behind you? A shadow. A face. Something that disappears the moment you turn around. Some say mirrors are just glass and silver. Others know better. Adam was never one to believe in the supernatural. A rational man in his early 30s, he worked in IT, enjoyed puzzles, and had a habit of dismissing anything that didn't fit neatly into logic. That changed when he moved into apartment 3B of the Holloway complex, a crumbling building from the early 1900s nestled between forgotten streets and decaying gas lamps. The rent was cheap, and the space was charming in its own way, with tall ceilings, crooked wood floors, and ornate crown molding thick with years of paint. But the apartment came with one peculiar fixture, a tall, Victorian mirror bolted to the wall at the end of the hallway. It stood nearly 7 feet high, its silver frame etched with twisting vines and faces so worn they looked like ghosts frozen in metal. The landlord, a soft-spoken woman in her 60s, had told Adam it was part of the structure and couldn't be removed. He had barely paid attention. That was the first mistake. At first, it was nothing. Just a hallway mirror. But after his first week, Adam began to notice oddities. Passing by it late at night, he would catch a flicker of movement that didn't come from him. Once, he thought he saw a figure standing at the far end of the hallway in the reflection, but when he turned around, there was nothing but empty floorboards and peeling wallpaper. He told himself it was stress. New job. New place. Bad lighting. But then it escalated. One night, unable to sleep, Adam walked toward the kitchen for a glass of water. As he passed the mirror, he caught sight of something again, only this time, it didn't vanish when he turned. His reflection was there. But it wasn't quite him. The figure in the mirror was a few years older. Paler. Dark rings under its eyes. Its expression was strained, like it had seen something it couldn't forget. Adam froze. His own face mirrored back after a blink, but he couldn't shake the chill. Over the next few days, the hallway became a place of dread. He began avoiding the mirror altogether, taking long detours through other rooms just to reach the bathroom or kitchen. But the mirror wanted to be seen. Adam's dreams turned strange. Every night, he saw the mirror. In the dream, it stood alone in a vast, black room. And his reflection, no, not his reflection, the other one, would beckon him forward, mouthing silent words, growing more desperate each time. In one dream, he stepped too close, and the glass rippled like water. The figure reached through, and he woke up screaming. The fear became obsession. He bought a camcorder and set it up across from the mirror, hoping to catch the strange reflection. Every morning, he would fast forward through the night's footage. Nothing. Just him. Normal. But when he stood in front of it in person, especially at night, he saw the other him again. The reflection would move before he did. Sometimes it would frown when he smiled. Other times, it would raise a hand and point, not at him, but behind him. The first time it pointed, Adam turned and saw nothing. The second time, he felt something cold pass by. He started getting notes. Little scraps of paper slipped under his door. At first, he thought it was a prank. You're not seeing it. It doesn't like to be noticed. Don't turn your back on the hallway. Each note was written in handwriting eerily similar to his own. Adam stopped inviting people over. He stopped going to work. The mirror had become the center of his life. He spent hours staring into it, trying to catch a word, a sign, anything. He began talking to it, begging the other him to explain. One night, during a storm, the power went out. Adam lit candles and placed one in front of the mirror. Thunder cracked outside. Rain smeared the windows. The apartment was wrapped in silence, except for the occasional creak of floorboards that seemed too deliberate to be random. As he stared into the glass, the reflection began to move again. It leaned forward. Its mouth moved. Behind you, it whispered. For the first time, Adam heard the voice aloud. A cold breath passed his ear. He turned, slowly. Standing just behind him was a figure. No features. Just black. Its shape barely distinguishable from the shadows, but its presence was suffocating. His knees buckled as he stumbled back. The mirror behind him cracked with a sound like splintering bone. Then the lights returned. The figure was gone. The mirror was fractured down the center, splitting his reflection into two jagged halves. He didn't sleep that night. The next morning, he packed everything and left. He moved across town. Threw out all his mirrors. Refused to live in any apartment with long hallways. But there was one thing he couldn't explain. The mirror had been bolted to the wall. It couldn't be removed. And yet, when the landlord came to check after he left, it was gone. Gone. Vanished. As if it had followed him. Weeks passed. Adam tried to forget. But one day, while walking past a thrift store, he saw something in the window. An antique mirror. 7 feet tall. Silver vines twisting along the frame. He didn't go in. He didn't need to. In the reflection, his other self was waiting. If you think mirrors only reflect what's real, think again. Sometimes, they show you what's coming. What's hiding. What's watching. Have you ever seen something in your reflection that didn't belong? Tell your story in the comments, and don't miss our next tale, it might just be staring back at you.